Nuevamente estoy aquí con Winston, el cantante de Parkway Drive. Creo que era una de las bandas más esperadas de hoy. I'm not sure if you know, but there's so many people just bought a ticket for the whole day, all the days, just to see you guys.
Really?
Swear God.
Thank you, gracias. Yeah, muchas gracias. We're very honoured. We're very, very happy to finally be here. It's really, really, really cool. Really cool.
That's the thing. You just said finally. We know that you already did some resurrection routes, and you came to Spain several times.
Yeah.
But you always wanted to come to Resurrection Fest, and that's really unique, because why this festival, not other? What was the thing that was catchy for you?
It has a very good reputation, and for a very long time. Like, God, I don't know, it was years ago, our friends in Comeback Kid were like, you've got to play this festival, Resurrection Festival, yeah. And that was when the festival was still growing.
Yeah.
And it's always been hard for us because coming from Australia, we can only tour for a small amount of time before we lose our minds. And it's always been festivals at the start of the year, and then Resurrection's been like either too early or too late, and it never worked out for us. And this year we're like, we have to make sure we can play that festival. So we literally are doing 3 weeks of tour, finish Resurrection Festival, fly home for 2 weeks, and then come back. So we have more time just so we can do this.
So you tell me you arrange everything, the whole schedule, just to be here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, it's a cool festival. That's the thing, and we've always been treated so amazingly by our Spanish fans, and it's always been a highlight of every tour whenever we get to play. And we have had so minimal opportunities to do festival shows here as well, and it's so good to finally be able to come to like Resurrection after all of these years, and now it's huge. Like, this is really, really, really cool, and to be able to bring our full show as well, because it takes a big stage to do what we do. And considering the fans have always been so amazing, and we just have lights and music, like now we have everything we do, and be able to put it on the stage for everyone, we're really happy to do that.
Actually, that's a thing I'm curious about, because you came to Spain, as we said, several times, but you never brought your whole show. This is the first time we're gonna see the whole show. And the thing is, I saw you already a few times, and I've been following you since the beginning, and every time you just evolving as a band, there's more shit on stage. It's like, it's just not the upside down drummer, poor thing, and it's fire, it's lasers, and are you gonna end up like Rammstein? Like, seriously, what else you can add to it's just too much.
It depends. Like, no, because no one will ever be Rammstein, and that's it. And we have no desire to be another, like, to walk in anyone's footsteps.
Okay.
For us, it's always been about creating something that suits our music and makes it bigger and makes it hit harder and makes there be more impact. And it's not just about like more. It's about using elements in different ways. So this time around, we make little changes. We learn as we go, and we have a lot of ideas which we want to put on stage to give an experience which is just unique, just interesting, that gives someone a memory that you could not get from anywhere except a Parkway Drive show. And that's what we want to do. And it doesn't always just mean burn everything all the time, but there is a lot of fire, at least for certain parts.
It's funny because you used to, when you started, you used to play the inflatable guitar, and now you just have to be careful, I guess, on stage, because you can get burned. And
It's the same thing, but there's just more. There's just more to it. So
who had the idea about the drums? The second question is like, he gets sick after like going upside down.
He hasn't yet, but we don't do it all the time as well. But it's that came from the Crushed music video. For the music video for Crushed, we made a machine to film a trick video which made gravity look like it switched. And while we were filming, we were like, just stick the drummer to the floor and play, and then just hop in like that, and then we put it on the road. So yeah.
It's actually a great thing, because usually drummers are the ones that are in the back and nobody knows their faces, and they're the one that do the whole hard, sweaty work. And I think it's a good way to show it to the world. We have one.
We don't have it here tonight though. we have something different.
Yes.
I'm sorry. But the good thing for us is like, that was another thing. Like every time we do something, people are like, oh, next time, like it has to be something, another step up. And instead of going up, we go like to the side, to something where no one expects. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with that. Like I like giving people, when we did the drum machine, no one saw that coming. They were just like, whoa, what the hell? And then when we took it away and did something different, again, they were like, whoa, what the hell? So I like that. I like not being predictable. So yeah.
Okay, you recently said something really interesting about being in Australia. You know, it's like Australia is kind of isolated from the world. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to be polite, man.
Yeah.
Just let me be. So, and it's hard. Usually for bands here from Spain, it's hard to travel to do a international tour. But for an Australian band, it's so much more difficult. Not only because of the distance, which is equally to money, but if you have a show like that, there's no point to go. Okay, you're gonna play to Germany, come back home, and then go again. You have to
plan. It's years of planning.
Yes.
That's the thing. Now we plan years in advance. Yeah. Just to be able to move things around. To like, okay, we play here, put everything on a ship. The ship sails to Australia. Then
How many days takes a ship to arrive in Europe? Like a month?
Yeah, more than that. I think like 6 weeks. So you have to have the ideas to know like how long all of this. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's really like, to be honest, we're lucky because we are able to put on show where we have to put it in a ship, which is mental now. We used to just hop on a plane, and like 30 hours flying for us now is like, whatever. I go to sleep and I watch movies, and it's shitty, but like I'll do it. But now the fact that we can create so much more and we have to put things on ships is just, for me, I'm like.
Have you ever considered the idea of moving maybe? Like, you love Australia, right?
We love our town. Like, it's a beautiful. I would compare it very much to somewhere like this. Like, it's a very small town, very, very beautiful, and we've all grown up there, so we're connected. Your family's there, and we're connected to the land and the ocean and everything like that. And for me, if it means I have to sit on a plane for 30 hours to get to Europe, it's 30 hours. I still get to go home to that place. So, and the rest of the world is beautiful, but I know where my home is.
Okay, well, that's good. That's really sweet. Anyway, let's talk about music. Reverence, your last album.
Yeah.
My God, I think you surprise every fan. I'm included. Okay, because it's completely different of your previous works. Absolutely, completely different. And one thing that really got my attention is the fact that it's an album made of hits.
Oh, thank you.
No, you know why? Because these days bands make 3-4 hits, and then the rest of the songs are to fill up the album so they can, release it. But this album is just you eat it with fries. It's like it's non-stop. It's amazing. So, what happened from Ire to this album to the point that what sort of things happened to the point that creates something so magical?
Thank you. Firstly, thank you very much.
I know you love me now, right?
Yeah. It's learning and focus. For us, every album we make, we don't have a concept of like 3 or 4 good songs and the rest is just filler. We write one album's worth of music. There's nothing extra which gets, no song which is cut and thrown away and maybe bring it back later. Like, there's no 20 songs written for a 10-song album. We write 10 songs and we make sure every idea that we use for those songs is exactly what it needs to be to work with every other song on the album. And it's taken 15 years of learning how to write music and play music to write an album like that. Like, we would never have written something like that when we started, or 5 years or 10 years down. It just takes experience and knowledge and learning how we do it, and then the channeling of who we are as people and emotionally, which for this album was very, very dark. Like, there was a lot of pain and loss, and it was a lot of focus went into just creating it. And to be honest, it wasn't as hard as writing the album before. But it was just, I think because we had more experience and the emotions going into it gave us a very clear direction of what we wanted to do. So there was a lot of work, but in the past we were searching for what we wanted to do, and this time we knew exactly what we wanted to do, and we just worked and worked and worked and worked. So it's nice that you enjoy it. Thank you.
You know what, that's really interesting because usually when a band split or something happen or you suffer a loss, you know, you're in so much pain. This usually drop or go like a really dark side, a dark place, and you did completely opposite. You create something really positive and really good out of pain. So what's the key for that? Because I'm sure there's so many people that's going through a bad moment now, fans even.
Yeah.
What would you say that? What would you say to them?
It was never, the idea was never necessarily to make it seem less, to make the pain go away, or to make it, to just say, it's okay, like, here's a happy song to make you feel happy. Don't think about that. Like, it was, what we do is what we do, and the sound that we make is what we make. But it's still connected to the emotion. And for us, what we took, and which is what the album name is the idea of reverence being respect for life and for your time. And that's what we've got from it. We lost friends and we lost family who now have no more time. And we had the gift of time and life to be able to create music and stand on a stage and do it. So if we're going to have that time, we're going to put it into what we know how to do with everything we have, and not just go, good enough. And that's where it comes out. So there's pain in there and there's emotion in there when it needs to be, but it's not about dragging things down, and it's not about just painting everything rainbows and saying forget about the pain. It's just about it being normal and it being something that everyone feels, and it's okay to feel that, and it doesn't have to be, even when your world seems like it's ending, it doesn't have to be. So yeah.
Great message. Thank you. Okay, Winston, I don't know, would you like to say anything to your Spanish fans now?
There's a million things I would love to say, and I still don't speak Spanish. So
you haven't learned anything in Spanish? Anything?
Still none. I know how to say thank you.
Gracias.
I know how to say gracias and muchas gracias, because everything, I need to know more than that, because the amount of things and the amount, the Spanish fans have always made my heart feel very, very, very big. Whenever I stand on stage and people are singing and smiling, and every fan I've ever met has been so awesome. And it's always felt like a family to me. And saying gracias and muchas gracias, it's too small. But that's what I have, so, like, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
We're gonna teach you, the whole team of Resurrection Fest TV, we're gonna teach you a few words.
Yeah. Gracias.
Okay, gracias a ti. Thank you very much. Okay, this is Wisdom from Parkway Drive for Resurrection Fest 2019.